Most people picture golf as a symbol of perfection, flawless fairways, million-dollar clubhouses, and members who drive Bentleys instead of carts. But scattered around the world are golf courses that tell the exact opposite story. Places that once cost tens of millions to build, now swallowed by weeds, lawsuits, scandals, and in some cases, literal molten lava. Imagine spending your life building the perfect golf paradise, only to watch it crumble into a ghost town. Abandoned so quickly, it feels like someone flipped a switch. How do luxury courses, designed by legends, backed by billionaires, hyped as the next Pebble Beach, end up rotting in silence? Today we're going deep into the wildest, most expensive golf course failures ever built. And trust me, the reasons they collapsed are stranger than anything you're expecting. And if you're watching this, stick around because the final course on this list didn't just die, it was swallowed whole. Before we dive into the craziest abandoned courses ever built, make sure you tap that subscribe button so you don't miss the next deep dive into golf luxury and drama. This channel is where the wild side of golf gets exposed. If you've ever been to Las Vegas, you know the city loves two things: excess and spectacle. And in the early 2000s, a group of investors thought they could create golf's next mega resort just outside the Strip. Their vision? A rival to Shadow Creek, something so exclusive that even the richest tourists wouldn't be allowed in without an invite. The plan looked bulletproof: private funding, celebrity designer attached, a sprawling desert property, and membership fees aimed squarely at the top 0.1%. Construction started fast. Massive earth-moving machines, imported turf, artificial lakes, million-dollar landscaping. Money poured into the project like water. And then, everything froze. Environmental approvals hit a wall. Water use limits crushed their plans. Investors pulled funding. Rumors spread that the development was running out of cash way faster than expected. By the time regulators officially stepped in, the project had burned through more than $60 million and hadn't even finished the front nine. Today, the half-built fairways sit abandoned in the desert heat, sand reclaiming bunkers, graffiti covering what was supposed to be a luxury clubhouse, metal frameworks rusting like forgotten movie props. It was supposed to be the next big thing in Vegas golf. Instead, it became a cautionary tale. Even unlimited money can't beat the desert. But if you think a failed Vegas dream is bad, the next collapse involved lawsuits, celebrities, and a broken promise worth tens of millions. If you've heard of the Cliffs, you know the brand: ultra-luxury golf communities in the Carolinas, marketed as heaven for rich retirees. Private lakes, mansions, helicopter pads, and 7 championship-level courses. The kind of places where your neighbor is a surgeon, a CEO, or someone who bought Bitcoin in 2010. The developer behind everything, Jim Anthony, had an even wilder vision. He didn't want just high-end golf. He wanted to build one of the greatest golf ecosystems in the world. And to cap it off, he brought in none other than Tiger Woods to design a flagship course that would put the entire community on the map. Hype exploded. People poured their life savings into property at the Cliffs, expecting Tiger's design to double their value. Then the financial crisis hit. Real estate sales slowed, construction stalled, lawsuits began piling up from angry residents claiming they'd been promised amenities that simply didn't exist yet. Cash flow dried up. And in a stunning downfall, the Cliffs filed for bankruptcy with debts in the hundreds of millions. Tiger's course never built. The project evaporated. Parts of the communities fell into decay, half-finished buildings, closed clubhouses, and abandoned fairways overtaken by weeds. Locals still joke that Tiger's ghost course is more famous for never existing than it would have been if it actually opened. It was supposed to be the next elite golf empire. Instead, it became a symbol of luxury gone wrong. But the next course on our list didn't die because of lawsuits or the economy. It died because of something even more chaotic. Before the political spotlight, Donald Trump was known for building extravagant golf courses around the world. And one of the most ambitious was Trump International Puerto Rico, advertised as the Pebble Beach of the Caribbean. It had everything going for it: ocean views, championship layout, a high-end resort, and a marketing budget that could have funded a small country. Golf magazines hyped it. Tourists loved it. Members believed they were joining something iconic. Behind the scenes, though, total chaos. Operational mismanagement, massive overspending, a dramatic leadership shakeup, and worst of all, financial losses so steep that the project couldn't recover even during good seasons. When the 2010s brought storms and economic pressure, the course collapsed like a house of cards. Its owners filed for bankruptcy with an unbelievable $78 million in debt. Even government attempts to step in couldn't save it. Eventually, the course was abandoned. Fairways turned brown. Buildings crumbled. Nature started reclaiming everything. Today, it sits as a ghost resort, an expensive reminder that even world-famous developers can't outspend bad management. But the next course didn't go bankrupt. It got destroyed by something nobody could control. If you've ever seen pictures of Punta Mita's famous tail of the whale, you know it didn't just look unique. It looked impossible. The only natural island green in the world. Golfers had to wait for low tide or take an amphibious golf cart across a stone path just to reach it. It was iconic. It was stunning. It was a tourism cheat code. But the ocean doesn't care how beautiful a golf hole is. Hurricanes repeatedly hammered the course. Rising tides started flooding areas that used to stay dry for years. Maintenance costs skyrocketed as storms washed away bunkers, ripped turf off fairways, and eroded greens. The resort spent millions, literally millions, repairing the course after each storm. But eventually, nature kept winning. Parts of the course became unplayable. Repairs became temporary band-aids on a losing battle. Sections of the course were quietly closed. Some were abandoned entirely. The tail of the whale still exists in a limited form, but the resort no longer promotes it as heavily because climate damage has turned maintaining it into a nightmare. But at least Pacifico fell because of nature. The next course fell because of something far darker and way more scandalous. If you're enjoying this breakdown so far, hit the like button. It tells the algorithm you want more stories like this, and it really helps the channel grow. Miami in the 1980s was a different world. Speedboats, nightclubs, and a cash flow explosion that came with some questionable funding sources. One local golf course, once thriving and well-loved, suddenly found itself at the center of whispers about where its money was really coming from. Locals joked that the fairways were softer because they were padded with cartel cash. Others claimed the course was a money laundering front disguised as a family-friendly club. While the rumors were never officially confirmed, the IRS didn't exactly ignore them. A federal investigation hit the property with intense scrutiny. Ownership records didn't line up. Land deals looked suspicious. Members reported sudden closures, new rules, and restricted access that made no sense. And then, one day, the course shut down without warning. Staff arrived to find locks on the gates. Members were told nothing. Workers received no explanation. The property sat untouched for years, slowly being reclaimed by swampland, with gators and birds replacing the golfers. Some say it was seized, others believe the owners fled. To this day, nobody fully knows what happened behind the scenes. But the abandoned course now stands as one of Miami's strangest mysteries. But if you think that is wild, wait until you hear about the country that literally outlawed golf courses overnight. In the late 1990s, China's government officially banned the construction of new golf courses. They saw them as wasteful, overly Western, and harmful to natural resources. So what did developers do? They built them anyway. By labeling projects as eco-parks, leisure zones, or scenic resorts, developers secretly constructed more than 200 illegal golf courses across the country. Investors poured billions into the projects. Wealthy elites joined hidden memberships. Some courses even hosted international pros. But eventually, the government caught on. The crackdown was swift and brutal. Bulldozers rolled in. Fairways were torn up. Clubhouses were demolished. Entire developments were seized. Some courses weren't even destroyed. They were simply abandoned under government order, left to rot with no warning. What used to be pristine greens are now overgrown jungles. Million-dollar facilities sit locked, guarded by rusted chains and peeling warning signs. China went from secretly booming with golf to wiping nearly all of it out in a single campaign. And yet, even all that destruction doesn't come close to the final course on this list. A place erased by something so powerful that nothing on Earth could have stopped it. The Big Island of Hawaii is paradise. Waves crashing against cliffs, unreal sunsets, and some of the most beautiful golf courses on the planet. But it's also home to Kilauea, one of the world's most active volcanoes. And in 2018, that volcano decided it had had enough of a certain luxury golf course. The eruption started small: steam, cracks, minor lava flows. Locals thought it would stay contained, but within days, lava began ripping across the landscape, swallowing entire neighborhoods. Roads melted, forests ignited, houses disappeared in minutes. And then came the golf course. Drone footage showed molten lava crawling across fairways like slow-motion fire. Greens burned, trees vaporized, sand bunkers turned into pits of black rock. Entire holes were consumed under rivers of glowing magma. There was no rebuilding, no repairs, no saving anything. The course didn't just fail, it was erased from the map. Today, the land is a hardened lava field, a completely new landscape, a natural graveyard that used to be a championship golf destination. If the earlier stories show golf's financial risks, this one is a reminder that nature always has the final word. Looking at all these abandoned dreams, it becomes clear that building a golf course is more than a vanity project. It's a high-stakes gamble. Some died because developers got greedy. Some collapsed under lawsuits and bankruptcies. Some were wiped out by governments. Some were crushed by nature. And some simply disappeared into mystery. Golf may be the sport of precision, but the business side? It's chaos. One wrong move, one storm, one scandal, or one decision from the wrong politician, and a multi-million-dollar masterpiece becomes a ghost town. But here's the real twist. Dozens of luxury golf courses around the world are currently on the brink of collapse right now, and the stories behind them might be even crazier. If you want more wild golf stories, hit subscribe and turn on notifications. And tell us in the comments which abandoned course shocked you the most. We read every single one.